Hey, what's up, fam? Welcome back to the Royal Word. Today's episode, we're going to get into a little bit of stuff about this upcoming winter season, how to be prepared, things that you need to check on, and things to help in case of emergency situations, especially in these cold months coming up. So sit back, have a bed, and let's have this conversation. So, first of all, let's talk about things you need to check. So with the cold weather coming, it's good to check your car and stuff like that. So some of the things you may need to check on your car with the cold weather coming is tire pressure is one. Um, just check your oil levels, transmission fluid levels, brake fluid levels, radiator fluid levels, your coolant. Making sure you have the proper mixture of coolant, like the ratio as in 50-50 or enough antifreeze to water ratio, whatever your manual requires. Make sure, like I said, make sure your tire pressure's right, and make sure your fluid levels are where they're supposed to be. And also, try not to let your car go under a quarter of a tank, half a tank in these winter months, just to be on the safe side, because with weather falling and stuff like that, you may not know how long you will be stuck in traffic on the road, or if something does happen, you get snowed in. It could be your only source of heat and warmth and stuff like that through these winter months. So keeping gas in the car is essential. Another thing is to actually keep battery cables or a jump box or some type of tool to change tires, to jump cars, because batteries do have hard times cranking when they're colder. I know a lot of cars up north have engine block heaters where you plug them in, just because it's hard to get that oil and stuff moving in low temperatures. So that is something to take a look at, especially when it comes to your vehicle. Also, when it comes to your home, make sure, like, go up in your ags, your crawl spaces under and above your houses, to make sure all your insulation is proper in those areas. There are no leaks and things like that, because you don't really, and check your windows for drafts, because you don't want to be losing heat and having higher electric bills than you need to, especially when you're trying to heat a home. Check your doors for drafts as well. You can, if you do have a draft, it's like in the window, so you probably won't be up opening them a lot. You can actually tape those up with some nice clear packing tape so it doesn't look too tacky. And like for the doors, you can get draft guards to go underneath the doors and stuff like that. But you also can get nice weather stripping and stuff, so you don't have to do a complete replacement, because I know windows and doors are expensive to get those replaced. Also, you may want to check your water heater to see where it's set at, because in the winter it does get a little bit colder, and so the water you use probably need to be a little bit warmer. So you might want to turn that up a couple notches, just so you have good water heat in those winter months. And like, some months you may can turn it down to save a little bit. Every little bit helps when it comes to your gas and electric bills. What else about the house? Oh, also with the house, especially when it's getting cold, you really don't want to keep your house below 60 degrees, because once your house starts to get below 60 degrees, you can get freezing in walls and stuff like that. So if you keep your house super cold and it gets down to the 40s and 30s, that's freezing. 32 is freezing if you're on the Fahrenheit system. So you want to keep your thermostat at least at 60, because anything below that, you may have problem with your pipes and stuff like that, and your machine will run more efficiently. It doesn't have to work as hard to keep the house warm or where you're at. So, and also don't, up and down, off and on, off and on. Just try to find a decent temperature you're comfortable with, and try to keep it maintained there. That way you give your system a little bit more longevity in the long term. So that covers the house, that covers the car. So let's talk about being prepared for these emergencies. So what's the most common emergencies we have in the wintertime or in the fall time? Power outages, bad weather, which can come with power outage can come with all of those. So I recommend everybody have some type of generator to pick up, or some type of solar system to have with a battery backup for emergency purposes, because power is the thing that when you lost, it makes it the most difficult to survive in today's time. So because you most likely your power controls your heat and all this other stuff, unless you have a gas heating system, which is, one in that case, is really beneficial. But a lot of people have electric heating for their central air systems. So having power and also keeps your food nice and cold in the refrigerators and stuff like that. So getting some type of generator system that can last you for a couple hours. So most generators either run off of propane or gasoline. So having I recommend having two 5-gallon cans and two propane tanks. They don't take up much space in the garage, or you can keep them out back, but just keep them in a safe area, and they are flammable, so you don't want to blow up nothing. But those should help if you, especially if you use it sparingly. It would, it should last you a while, or until you can get to a better location or get some help and stuff like that. So that will help save some lives, or help you be more comfortable in the long term. Also, you need to keep your food on hand. So long-term food. So you need a couple gallons of water. Like I said, I recommend 4 gallons of water at least. And this is like for like a little 2-person household or something like that. If you have kids with like a 3 or 4 family household, you probably need to up to about 6 or 8, just so everybody have plenty of water and for times at need, because you just still need to bathe, drink, hydrate, cook. So keeping your water on hand. Also, you can get these tablets that you can put into non-purified water, such as river water, or just tap water, just unclean sources of water that helps purify the water to make it potable. So those are good to have in your kit. And then some canned foods and some perishable foods that last a long time. So like it's good to keep like tuna fish on hand, like canned tuna fish. I mean, that lasts for years, or a year, just a couple years. Sardines is another good one to keep on hand. And then other things like that last a long time, like vinegar and your canned vegetables. Your canned vegetables have a lot of sodium in it, so it's one of those things that's hit or miss if you're trying to be healthy. But if you're trying to survive, I mean, it's a survival thing at this point. So keeping some greens like string beans or something like that in cans would go a long ways. Rice and beans also goes a very long ways, and they last a long time. You can get the little 5-pound bag of rice and the 5-pound bag of beans for really, really cheap, and you can keep those in storage for years. And then like I know especially with my tuna fish, every time I keep a set in storage, and then I keep a set in my actual pantry that I use on the daily. So once my pantry set is used up, I'll rotate it. So when I buy more, I put the new ones in storage, and I take the ones out of storage and put in my pantry to eat them up, to keep my stuff rotating. Same with the rice and the beans. So my biggest thing is rice, beans, canned vegetables, and some sort of tuna fish and sardines for my protein. And it's probably the most lavish of meals, but like I say, these are things that last for a long time and they help you live and survive. And they also aren't very heavy, and you can put them in, like I keep mine in a little container, and it's easy to grab if I need to be on the go. So like, if things hit the fan, I can just grab the whole container and throw it in the vehicle and be out. What else? So having a survival kit, and we're not talking about firearms and all that stuff. We can get in that to another video about actual a survival kit if the apocalypse happens. You know what I'm saying? But we're just talking about your regular day, waiting out the storm, waiting out the snowstorm or stuff like that. So keep your car, make sure your car's good, make sure your house is good, and make sure your food and rations are good. Those are the biggest things you really need to take in consideration of this upcoming season. So, and these things don't cost a lot of money to start or prepare, or anything like that, but it could turn out to save your life or help make an uncomfortable situation a lot more comfortable. So I hope that helped. I hope that inspires some people to go out there and put a little something together just in case for emergency, and also make sure their stuff is up to date and help save in utility bills and stuff like that. Also, merch is on the way. We have the fourth quarter drop coming. We just got most of the materials in. So we'll get it printed up, shot up, and get it on the site soon. Like I said, can't tell you when because all that stuff takes time and effort, but it will definitely be by end of October, so by the first month. So you'll definitely have it mid-October at best, mid-October, late October at worst. But going into the holiday season, you will have it available. So we definitely have sweatshirts. A tee is dropping. And yeah, I brought some other products, but I'm not sure if I'm going to drop them on the site or not. A lot of these are just test products, so you may see me with them, but they won't be on the site just yet. But a hoodie, a sweatshirt, a tee is dropping, and also we got something special for the ladies is also dropping. Very limited, but because it's a test run, but we'll see how those do. So those 4 things are definitely dropping. Stuff is already out on the site, and also we still have dump trays on the site as well. So y'all go copy out one of them. And also remember, all the proceeds are definitely going to help build this community and help give back to the community. So this is not for real personal gain. This is just to help us be able to do what we need to do to build this community and build the community that we live in. But all in all, we out, fam. Y'all have a good one. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay warm this winter. Deuces.